here's where we're at with the van build. I've got the rug for the back mat. I've got supplies. We've got all kinds of stuff. Got a ventilation fan. All my little electrical components. I've got the kill mat pretty much everywhere except the floor, which is this next step. Today's project is I'm going to pull out the bed and the shelf here, along with anything on the floor, clean it. I also got window shades, which are pretty cool. This will help in the summer with heat. There's suction cup on the sides, and the front one does not have suction cups, but I went to Home Depot, bought suction cups. I'm gonna make it a suction cup. I almost forgot. The Deep Cycle lithium ion battery came in. That was a fiasco because you had to sign for it, and they always delivered it when I was at work. But I've got, that's probably, you know, easily the most important component right now for the electrical system is getting a nice battery, lithium ion that's gonna last a long time. I'm excited to get that installed. I just don't know where I'm gonna install it yet. About 45 minutes later, I've got the bed and the cabinet out. So check it out. Now we've got full space in here. It's got this loaded up. I'm headed racing tomorrow. So I got the pad put in here, got it Velcro down. I got some matting put in, also Velcro down to kind of keep dirt and mud down, make it easier to clean. And then I went ahead and reinstalled the cabinetry and all that was already kind of pre-built in here just to get me by for the next 3 races, just to give me something. And just been contemplating some of the you know, the build out options and all the stuff that there is out there. So probably going to end up going with a like a 48-inch toolbox right here, get the battery mounted right here, maybe have like a drop down table so that we'll still end up with the same amount of space, so I can get this pad upholstered and still have somewhere to lay down. But we would end up with a toolbox with a bunch of drawers that's locking, and then a table to drop down, and then a battery box and everything down here where I can keep all the electrical and then just run it to the battery up front and kind of go from there. But for now, we've just got these magnetic lights going. Just having some carpet and some padding to stand on, and it's a lot quieter ride, and it's pretty cool. I've been using bungees just to kind of get everything squared away. Welcome to round 2 of the Arizona State Championship Series. We got our maiden race voyage in the moto van, listening to AC on the Whiskey Throttle show while I get changed. Got the heater on. It's like 37 degrees out. Yeah, this whole setup is absolutely awesome. I've got my setup out here all good to go. Got my new Blood Racing canopy. We're looking factory over here. Bad news. I was like in shock. I'm like, how is that? I forgot my camera mount for my GoPro, so there's going to be no footage of the actual race today. So you just get to listen to me the whole time. So since we don't have helmet cam footage, we're going to just look at the Lit Pro data. So this right here is my first lap. And a trend that I usually have, especially when I get a good start, is I will sprint on that first lap. Usually my first lap is going to be my best, and then kind of maintain from there. So if we go back and take a look at each lap individually, ran a 152.12 on lap 1, which was my fastest, and then 153 and another 153 on lap 2 and 3, and then at the end a 156. Usually on that last lap I'm kind of gauging where I'm at, and I knew a 156 would be enough to still take the win without kind of overexerting myself, especially the very first moto of the day, trying to save myself. My arms were definitely affecting me towards the end as well. Just finished up the first moto, and of course I don't have my helmet cam on when I needed it. I got the whole shot and led every lap, beat all the masters out there as well. They were on my butt, but I held off till the end. It felt good to just whole shot a race, lead it till the end. Here is the Vet Open Moto 1 recap. This one had Matt Miller in it, who is a Vet Pro, and this is pretty interesting. On my first lap, I was really committed to chasing him. He got the start, and I was like, oh, let's see how close I can keep him. So my very first lap was my fastest of the day there, my 4th fastest ever at Canyon, around a 149.2. And then my next lap was a 150.
And then you can see I pushed way too hard, and my arms were absolutely killing me. I was at one point I was kind of worried if I was going to be able to finish the race. So I dropped all the way to a 158, and my last lap was a 205.
I finished second, which is, you know, right where I should be. Matt Miller yarded everybody. Vet savvy, vet pro out there. So second was good. I was able to pace him for 2 laps, and then I tried everything I could to like stay near him, and then my arm blew up, and that was that.
Intermediate Moto 2, let's take a look just at a single lap here. You know, same thing, my first lap ended up being my best, and one thing to keep in mind with Canyon is that their start line actually funnels in right in front of the finish line. So these are 5-lap races. However, the first lap ends up not really getting counted because I haven't crossed the start line to start the lap timer and the data logging. So this is technically my second lap, but this is after I just made a pass for the lead. I started second and made a pass and then was able to lead. So looking at this information is pretty cool because we can kind of take a look at what's going on, where my heart rate's at, what my distance is at, and I'm able to kind of slow this information down and just see where my line selection is at, what my speed is. And you know, another thing we can end up doing when looking at this is take, let's say for instance, my last lap, overlay it and kind of see where my lines are different, and kind of take a look at what ended up happening, you know, why I was faster on my first lap versus my last lap. Where did I gain speed? Where did I make up speed? So all these things I do try to look at and kind of see, you know, right here, we can see that this little bit further inside line ends up being a lot faster. I'm carrying more speed and I'm closer inside to the corner. So little things like this really do help showing me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, which is, you know, obviously more important so that I can learn. So I've already gained 1.2 seconds on myself from my first lap to my last. And the same thing, rode a little bit more of an outside line here and ended up gaining about, you know, 1/10 of a second. And just taking this data in, it's a lot to look at, but it really can't help when you start looking at it and kind of determining what made you faster and what didn't.
So that's a 1-1 on the day for Vet Intermediate. I didn't get to start this time. I started second, but was able to make a pass right towards the end of the first lap, and then just carried it home. My arms felt all right. See this right here? And then throttle hand. It's called twisting so hard that you broke your gloves. Right, that is a wrap. 1-1 in Open Intermediate and 2-2 in Vet Open. What's up, man? How was it? Was it?
Yeah,
nice.
awesome, man. Good day.
Awesome.
Good day.
Putting the 217 out front.
Yeah, we won both motos. So this guy
Sweet.
battled all day.
I've just made a wonderful discovery. In lieu of trophies, Canyon gives away Canyon Bucks. How I didn't know about this, I don't know. So instead of my first and second, I just got a little voucher that gives me, it's like $10 for first, $8 for second. But I mean, I don't need trophies, so I can use this towards practice or whatever. So this is awesome. This is way better than a trophy. Make it easier to come out and ride some more. What did you do?